Great day mga ka-ELS at sa lahat ng mga hashtag mahusay na kabataang Pinoy at mga kapwa guro po namin. Oras na para ihanda ang puso at isipan sa panibagong linggo na puno ng amazing na pagkatuto. Dito lamang yan sa hashtag Itulay on TV. I am Tutor Tony of Novaliches High School, SDO, Quezon City. At kasama ko ngayon ang aking ELS partner na si Tutor Shay. Great day sa'yo, Tutor Shay!
Great day din, of course, partner Tony at sa ating mga students ng senior high school. Great day sa mga ka-ELS natin dyan. I am Tutor Che from the Pinag Senior High School, SDO Olongapo City. And I'm very, very excited for our quarter 2 lessons dito sa Itulay.
Ano bang pag-uusapan natin for week number 1, Tutor Shay?
Well, ang week 1 natin ngayon, Tutor Tony, is the evolving concept of life based on emerging pieces of evidence.
Ayan. So before tayo mag-start ng ating tutorial session or ng ating session for this day, we would just like to acknowledge and say thank you sa ating Earth and Life Science Module Provider mula yan sa Region 4A Calabarzon. Marami pong salamat sa pagpapahiram ng inyong module. So ginamit po namin itong pinaka-main reference sa aming magiging discussion mamaya ni Tutor Shay. So for our objectives for quarter 1, week number 1, itong ating mga learning targets, explain the evolving concept of life based on emerging pieces of evidence. So yan. We would bio-investigators, Tutor Shay, and specifically, we are going to discuss the following specific objectives. Identify the sequence of events of the history of life on Earth. Number 2 is we're going to name the pieces of evidence on the evolution of life on Earth. And then finally, we have to recognize kung ano ba yung importance of knowing the history of life sa ating planeta. So speaking of Earth, life science, Tutor Shay, ano nga ba itong life science na tinatawag natin?
Well, Tutor Tony, ang life science kasi is a collection of disciplines that is made up of theories and principles that tackles the structure and function of living things. Of course, mag-start sa molecular level up to the entire ecosystems.
Ayan. So parang nakaka-excite naman itong pag-usapan, no? So life science, punong-puno ng buhay. So sana ang ating mga ka-ELS dyan ay buhay na buhay pa rin, no? Sa pagtutok sa ating tutorial session for this day. And let's have a quick review lang, Tutor Shay, no? Naalala pa kaya nila ang mga major branches ng biology based dito sa nakikita nating picture sa ating presentation. So we have here our Philippine eagle, and we also have a flower right here na endemic sa ating bansa, the waling-waling. And sino ba naman ang hindi makakaalam sa picture na ito? Picture ng SARS-CoV virus na nag-cause ng ating COVID-19 pandemic. So ano ba yung tawag natin sa study ng mga animals? If you would recall, that is called zoology. Kapag pinag-aaralan naman natin ang mga plants, Tutor Shay, anong tawag doon?
Siyempre, pag plants yan, botany, di ba?
Yan, kaway-kaway sa ating mga plantitos at saka plantitas dyan. Yan, botany. And of course, if we are going to study different microorganisms that fall under the field of microbiology. And as we go along with our discussion sa quarter 2, Tutor Shay, so maging familiar pa sila sa other subdisciplines ng biology or life science. Bakit nga ba very important na or mahalagang pag-aralan itong field na ito ng science, Tutor Shay?
Well, of course, kasi itong life science or tinatawag ding biological science, it advances our knowledge about anatomy, cell biology, ecology, genetics, molecular biology, and physiology of all living things on Earth. So, di ba, tayo ding dalawa living thing, Tutor Tony?
Yes. Alright. And isa sa mag-highlight din, no, kung bakit very important yung mga researches natin sa biology would be yung development natin ng mga technologies like this one, the COVID-19 vaccine. And here in the Philippines, meron tayong, di ba, na project ng Department of Health, ang Bakuna Kasangga ng Bida. Ikaw, Tutor Shay, are you fully vaccinated?
Yes, Pfizer, fully vaccinated na po.
Wow. Same here. Ayan. And i-flex lang din natin ang tawag dito, yung program or project ng Department of Health, no? So we have the Back to School, ligtas na bakuna para sa balik eskwela. Sabi nga sa campaign material nila, protektahan ng ating pamilya, paaralan at pamayanan. Alamin ang tamang impormasyon, magpabakuna na. So kayong ating mga ka-ELS dyan, mga magulang, o sino man po nakakapanood ng ating programa ngayon, we encourage you to be vaccinated para at least you are protected from the virus. All right, so I think we are now ready to discuss this particular topic, our week 1 topic, the evolving concept of life based on emerging pieces of evidence. Ayan, so Tutor Shay, I think meron ka i-share muna sa amin, ano?
Yes, of course. Paano ba natin malalaman na yung isang entity ay living thing, 'di ba, Tutor Tony?
Yes.
So dapat meron sila nitong mga tinatawag na characteristics of life. So unang-una dyan, of course, they are made up of cells. At dapat hindi lang cells, dapat meron ding living cells, 'di ba, Tutor Tony?
Buhay na buhay ang mga cells sa ating katawan.
Yes, and of course, they grow and develop. Kasi hindi tayo naka-stuck lang as fetus, di ba?
Yes.
Nag-grow tayo.
We progress and we grow.
Yes. And then, of course, we are capable of reproduction para sa ikararami ng ating species. Okay?
Para ma-contain yung ating species, hindi tayo
Yes.
ma-extinct.
Wag naman po.
Yes.
Okay, and also, all living things exhibit metabolism because we need to acquire energy to survive, di ba?
Kailangan natin yan.
Okay, and of course, we respond to our environment. Ito naman yung isa sa mga nakikita natin lagi, di ba? Simple sweating kapag mainit, di ba?
Init, malamig.
Yes,
All right, and
malamig.
finally,
and then, of course, they maintain homeostasis. Ano ba yung homeostasis, Tutor Tony?
Pag sinabi natin kasing homeostasis, Tutor Shay, kakabit nito yung word na balance. So in biology, homeostasis refers to the internal balance. So tayo mga living things, along with the other living things, we have the ability to maintain our internal balance or yung tinatawag natin na homeostasis. All right. Yes. For our next quick review, so we'll just have to discuss this. So, types of organisms based on cell structure. Kasi mamaya sa discussion pa natin, we'll be mentioning this. As you can see in our presentation, we have here an animal cell on the left side and then we have the bacterial cells. So, ano bang pinagkaiba ng mga types of cells na ito? So, we have actually types of organisms based on cell structure. We have eukaryote and prokaryote. So, isa-isahin natin, himayin natin yung pagkakaiba nila. So, eukaryotes is defined as any cell or organism that possesses a clearly defined nucleus. So nucleus na andyan yung genetic material nating mga living things, especially sa ating mga eukaryotes, along with other animals, plants, fungi, and mga representative protists. So mga eukaryotes, pwedeng unicellular. Pag sinabi natin unicellular, mga ka-ELS, it is an organism made up of only one cell. So from the word uni. Kapag sinabi naman natin multicellular, ito yung mga mas higher complex or complex na organisms that is made up of many cells. Alright? Tignan naman natin pag sinabi natin prokaryote. So pag sinabi natin prokaryote, any organism that lacks a distinct nucleus. So kumbaga, ito yung pinaka-main difference nila. So si eukaryote, may distinct nucleus siya, usually ayan, sa center. Alright, si prokaryote naman, wala siyang distinct nucleus. Ang genetic material niya lang ay all scattered lang dyan sa loob, sa cytoplasm. And wala rin siyang mga organelles, unlike sa eukaryotes that contains organelles like ribosomes, mitochondria, and other very important organelles para mag-function ng ating mga cells. And this is due to the absence of the internal membranes. So walang mga internal membranes na nagsiseparate sa bawat organelles. Kumbaga medyo komplikado, medyo magulo yung in terms of structure. Ang mga example natin ng prokaryote, Tutor Shay, are the bacteria and the archaea. And prokaryotes, ELS learners, please remember that they are all unicellular organisms. And another information would be, eukaryote and prokaryote both share the same structures. So we have the cell membrane, the cytoplasm, the DNA, and the ribosomes. So yung cell membrane is ito, yung pinakagilid nila that
Mhm.
serves as the first line of defense. So, sila rin yung nagre-regulate ng mga papasok at lalabas ng mga substances sa particular type of cell. And I have mentioned na rin kanina yung cytoplasm, yung pinakaloob naman. Diyan nakasuspend or diyan makikita yung mga organelles or yung mga parts ng eukaryote or ng prokaryote. And of course, very important sa reproduction, we have the DNA or the deoxyribonucleic acid, ang taga-carry ng ating hereditary materials.
Mhm.
Ayan, sa eukaryote, nasa nucleus yan. And sa prokaryote, ayan, nandyan lang siya sa structure na nakita nyo, parang mga spiral structures. And then finally, we have the ribosomes. Ano bang importance ng ribosomes, Shooter Shay?
Well, actually, Tutor Tony, ang ribosomes are both important doon sa eukaryote and prokaryotes kasi nga
Yes.
ito ay site for protein synthesis.
Kailangan natin ng mga protein molecules, di ba, para tayo mag-survive. And a quick trivia lang, no, Tutor Shay, for our ALS learners, eukaryotes are thought to have evolved between about 1.7 billion and 1.9 billion years ago. So the earliest known microfossils resembling eukaryotic organisms date to approximately 1.8 billion years ago. Mamaya matatrace natin, no? So ano bang una nag-exist? Is it the prokaryotic organisms or the eukaryotic organisms? And here is our mahiwagang tanong, Tutor Shay. Have you been curious of when and where did life possibly start on Earth?
Oo naman, 'di ba?
So
Nakakapagtaka
may
naman
share lang
kasi
ako sa iyo
talaga.
na, Tutor Shay, sa ating mga ELS learners na artwork. Ayan, this is entitled Origin and Evolution of Life, original art by Robert Bosch. Kumbaga, dinedepict niya dito, pinapakita niya dito yung development, origin ng buhay. So we have learned, no, sa quarter 1 na nagsimula ang buhay sa bodies of water. So because yun nga, kapag may water, mag-exist talaga ang life. And what else can you share with us, Tutor Shay, dito sa painting na ito?
Well, if we will look at the left side,
Yes,
makikita
itong left
natin yung
side.
bombardment of meteors
Yun,
and volcanic
oo.
eruptions, 'di ba?
Very, no? Very violent pa. Di pa stable ang Earth
Yes.
during this time.
So, napaka inhabitable, ano po? Unhabitable ng planet
Inhabitable,
natin.
yun. Oo. And
Inhabitable.
eventually, yun nga, nilandscape na siya ni God and or kasabay ng, of course,
Yes.
landscaping ng universe, no? Naging mas stable na rin si planet Earth and maging mas conducive na siya para mag-flourish ang iba't ibang klase ng life forms sa ating planeta. And during the 1800s, Tutor Shay, geologists, pag sinabi natin geologists, no, ito yung mga experts sa earth science. Naturalist naman is yung mga mahilig sa nature, experts sa bio, related din sa bio. They found several forms of physical evidence that confirm that the earth is really very old. Okay? So these evidence include, so ang highlight natin, tatlong evidence, Shooter siya. So the first one
Mhm.
would be fossils. If you would recall, fossils are the remains ng ating mga living organisms that had lived before. So fossils of ancient sea life on dry land, far from oceans. Ano ibig sabihin nito? This supported the idea that the Earth changed over time and some dry land today was actually once covered by ocean. So may patunay tayo dyan, syempre, mga fossils. Especially the trilobite fossils na maraming nag-exist during a particular time ng ating Earth's history. Sa mga dumami talaga sila, no, sa mga oceans natin. And experts were able to find fish fossils, Tutor Shay, sa Himalayas mountain range. So, napaisip sila, so anong ginagawa ng fish fossil sa bulubunduking lugar? So, that gave them an idea na yung may mga parts talaga na land ngayon, pero they were once covered by ocean. So, Tutor Shay, very important talaga yung fossils because they give us the clue about the Earth's past. The second
Yes.
clue or evidence na nag-gather ng ating mga geologists and experts are the many layers of rock or mga rock layers. No? Naaral natin to sa Earth Science ninyo. They allowed the people to realize that rock layers represent the order in which rocks and fossils appeared. So syempre, yung pinaka-bottom, sila yung unang nag-exist
Mhm.
sa planeta. And then eventually, perform ng different layers and they were able to trace the history of Earth and life on Earth. Basically, dito sa ating diagram, mga ka-ELS, on a particular layer, may mga specific na organisms, mga fossils silang nakita. So we have a gastropod, trilobite, crinoid, coral ferns, and ammonites. And finally, ito, very important din, the indications that volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and erosion, di ba? Very powerful ang si Mother Nature. Kumbaga, because of the geological processes, na-shape or nila-landscape niya ang surface ng Earth, and that supported the idea of an older Earth. Just like what is shown here on our diagram, so we have earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. All right. I think we are now ready for our first learning task with Roche.
Okay, so let's check kung nakikinig talaga tong mga ELS kids natin or bagets. So let's go to our first activity called Timeline of Events. So before we do that, this is from Module 21 of Quarter 2, page 5.
Yes.
Okay, so ayan. Direction, read and analyze the timeline, and let's arrange the following pictures in order. Write number 1 to 6 under each picture to show the order of the appearance of life forms on Earth. Okay, so
Bago
babasahin ko muna.
No? Oo, Tutor Shay, kumbaga, discuss muna natin bago natin sagutin. So let's start our time travel adventure.
Okay, so pinakauna, 4.6 to 3.8 billion years ago.
Billion years ago.
Yes. The early Earth is said to be violent because of the meteorites and volcanic eruptions. With this condition, zircon crystal was formed. Oh, ayan.
Kita niyo sa screen, ayan, sa upper right. That's the zircon crystal. Konting trivia lang din, no, Tutor Shay, about zircon crystals. They can actually survive processes. Kumbaga, matitibay ito ng mga kristal. They can survive processes like erosion, transport, and metamorphism. So, they preserve a record of past geologic process. And another thing, they are the ones that are used by geologists, mga key minerals silang ginagamit ng mga geologists natin para ma-determine nila ang age ng mga rocks. Diba?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so we have the next.
Next, 3.5 billion years ago, life on Earth initially began with prokaryotes discovered in sedimentary rock formations called stromatolites. So, ayan ang picture.
Mga stromatolite.
Yes. Ito nga palang stromatolites, Tutor Tony, are aggregates of blue-green algae that can be compared to sponges. But the most important thing about them is that they are the reasons why the Earth became habitable dahil, diba, sila, blue-green algae, so nag-produce sila ng oxygen sa atmosphere natin.
Ayan. So speaking of the blue-green algae, ma'am, ayan, we also have a picture of that, and that's our next, bullet idea or key idea.
Okay. That's 3 billion years ago, the first photosynthetic organisms thrived the Earth, which is blue-green algae called cyanobacteria.
Ayan. And then
2 billion years ago,
what happened, Tutor Shay?
Appearance of the first eukaryotes and the influx of multicellular organisms. Ayan.
So, matitrace natin ng mga ka-ELS, Tutor Shay, from prokaryotic, nag-evolve ang klase ng buhay sa planeta. Prokaryotic organisms into a more, nag-level up, parang itulay, nag-level up, naging eukaryotic organisms yung iba sa kanila. Ayan.
Yes.
And then next, sa timeline natin.
Yes, 500 million years ago naman, Tutor Tony, the Paleozoic era happened when the trilobites and cephalopods became dominant in the ocean, particularly during the Cambrian and Ordovician period.
Kumbaga nagparami sila ng tinodo na nila during the Cambrian and Ordovician period. And eventually, because of sobrang dami na nila doon, some of them nag-evolve yung mga structures na nagkaroon sila ng paa, and some of them transferred from water to land. At kaya nagkaroon na ng next na mga organisms.
Yes, ito na yung paborito natin. Okay.
Favorite
so ano ba yan?
Organisms.
Yes, 251 to 65.5 million years ago, the Mesozoic era or the age of reptiles. Yes, that has a span of 251 to 65.5 million years ago, divided into Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous period. So dito nandirahan tong mga dinosaurs na to.
Talagang amazed tayo na gustong-gusto natin silang buhayin. Pero nakakatakot din 'no, kasi hindi naman lahat ay very, may mga,
Friendly.
dinosaur kasi na mababait, eh. Kasi iba,
Oo nga.
most of them are ferocious, 'di ba? Nakakatakot as
Yes.
depicted sa mga movies natin.
Oo
And then
nga.
finally, Tutor Shay.
And finally, we have the Cenozoic era, or ito yung recent life based on
Mm.
paleontological evidence. So ito na yung Homo erectus have evolved.
Along with the other mammals. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng
Yes.
Homo erectus, Tutor Shay?
Homo erectus from the word itself is they stand erect, 'di ba? So kasi
Mga
yung mga
upright yan.
yes, yung mga dating humans kasi ano sila, hindi sila erect. Kumbaga apat yung
Medyo mahahaba yung kanilang
yeah,
extremities, especially
legs.
itong sa
Yes.
arms nila, no? And some trivia lang about Homo erectus. Ayan, as shown in the picture, no, they are the first of our relatives to have human-like body proportions. Yung sinasabi ko, so proportional na yung arms sa torso at saka sa legs. And they are first
Yes.
known, or they are the first known hominin to migrate out of Africa. So sila yung nag-explore, di ba? And finally, ito yung nakakatuwa. They are, according sa mga experts natin, they are possibly the first one or the first race to cook food. Sila pala ang dahilan, no? Sila siguro
Naka-discover ng
ng
fire, di ba?
fire. Right. And I think we are now ready to answer this. So na-mention na ni Tutor Shay kanina ang instructions, mga ka-ELS. So tignang mabuti ang ating mga screenshots sa module ninyo, no? Ng ating mga highlights ng ating timeline of events na diniscuss namin ni Tutor Shay. So all you have to do is arrange this by placing numbers 1 to 6. So ano kaya dyan yung number 1, Tutor Shay? Of course, ayan, mag-start tayo sa number 1, the zircon crystal.
Yes.
Ano kaya ang pangalawa, mga ka-ELS? After that, syempre dapat naging mas stable muna ang planeta Earth pagkaroon ng oxygen. And that's because of the
green
number
algae.
2, yung mga stromatolites.
Stromatolites.
Diba?
Yes.
And then, it was followed by, so continuous na, eventually, and gradual ang evolution ng buhay noon during that time, of course. Ayan na, nagkaroon na ng mga, from prokaryotic, nagkaroon ng eukaryotic organisms. That's our number 3. Followed by, ayan, number 4. Tutor Shay, ano yung nasa number 4 na yan?
Yan yung mga cephalopods and trilobites.
Ayun. So from invertebrates, nagkaroon ng mga vertebrate animals na nag-transfer from water into land. So kaya, ayan, number 5 would be yung sa ating mga dinosaurs. And finally, of course, the last, ito, number 6, yung human race. Alright? So I hope you were able to arrange the chronologically itong mga pictures na ito. And then another learning task would be, it's time to reveal, Tutor Shay, ano gagawin natin dito?
Well, we have to arrange the jumbled word to reveal the evidence in the history of life on Earth. Ayan. So sabi, a marine animal first evolved at the beginning of the Cambrian period, 542 million years ago, where they dominated the oceans. Kaya
Napakadali, kanina pa natin minimension. Of course,
yes.
It begins with letter T, and that is what we call the trilobite.
Yes.
Yeah, so I hope you got it correctly. The next one is the modern human that have evolved 250,000 years ago. Kakasabi lang ni Tutor Shay. No? So anong species na, or anong human species kaya ito? So 2 words kasi we're looking for a scientific name. Ayan. So we have Homo erectus. The third one, Tutor Shay.
A basic cell type which lacks true nucleus. So example nito, Tutor Tony, bacteria, blue-green algae, archeans, and spirochetes.
Alright. So napakadali din, no? So I hope na-remember na lang yung mga terms. So sa science talaga, medyo mata-challenge ang ating memory skills. Pero syempre, kailangan natin mag-invest sa pag-review, pagbabasa, ayan. So yun sa mga magagandang skills. And those are the prokaryotes. The fourth one says these are the giant reptiles that roamed the earth during the Mesozoic era. Ang favorite nating lahat. Ay,
Yeah.
lahat ba? So these are the giant reptiles or the giant lizards called dinosaurs. And our last,
Okay, our last basic cell type that possesses a true nucleus that contains DNA. Alam nyo na yan.
DNA.
Diba?
Napakadali.
Kung may
Starts with
prokaryotes,
letter
may
E.
eukaryotes.
Alright.
Ayan.
The eukaryotes. So the answers are trilobite, Homo erectus, prokaryotes, dinosaurs, and eukaryotes. So I hope nakakasunod ang ating mga senior high school earth and life science learners. All right, so we are now ready to wrap up our lesson for this day. So the earth is said to be about 4.6 billion years old. So ganyan na. So along with the formation of the solar system, life on our planet probably began only between 3.5 and 4 billion years ago. And another key point na highlight sa ating discussion is this. Evidence from fossil records show the emergence of the different life forms. So the fossils gave us the clue kung ano nangyari, mga nabuhay during the past history of our planet. And the common ancestor of all life was prokaryotic, of course. So nag-start talaga sa mga prokaryotes. And at present, the oldest cell microfossils are the filaments from 3.5 billion-year-old rocks in Western Australia. So dito makikita yung mga stromatolites na Tutor-Shay. Buhay pa rin sila. Kumbaga para silang mga living fossils. The filaments resemble chains of modern photosynthetic bacteria, and the rocks in which they occur are the remains of ancient stromatolites. So that's a new word for you, stromatolites. What else, Tutor-Shay?
Okay, isa pa, eukaryotic cells evolved from prokaryotic cells. Okay, syempre mauuna yung simple before yung complex, di ba? Next is the evolution of life is brought about the changes in the environment which are linked to changes in climate and geology. So dito nakalagay si Mount Mayon kasi nga isa sa mga nakakapagpabago is yung volcanic eruption, di ba? And earthquakes. Yes. Okay, and the last, yes, Tutor Tony?
Yes po, and the last, dahil sa mga geological processes along with the changes in climate, ano po nangyayari, Tutor Shay?
Well, of course, kapag nagkakaroon ng geological processes, nag-iiba or nag-change din yung surface ng Earth natin. Kaya nga, di ba, yung sinabi natin kanina, yung mga matatayog na mga bundok dyan ay minsang nakalubog sa tubig.
And because of the different factors, nagiging daan din ito para magkaroon or ma-modify. Dito nitong tawag natin na evolution. Yes. And I think may share ka sa aming bagong discovery na species, Tutor Shay.
Yes, ito. Nakita natin
Zoom ko lang.
Sige, zoom mo. Ayan. Tristaniopsis flexuosa. Ayan. So ito po ay newly discovered species ng tree from Dinagat Island, Surigao del Norte. Wow. So ang nakadiscover po nito ay isang Filipino from UP Los Baños.
Baños.
Yes, and we would like to thank the FB page of Hainayan PH dahil sa picture na ito. So, nakakaano talaga na may mga nadidiscover pa rin ngayon, di ba?
Nakaka-excite because of the changes, nagkakaroon ng mga bagong species of
Yes.
organisms. And I think we are now ready for our ELS Bio Quiz for Quarter 2, Week 1. Just make this quick. Number 1, oxygen was scarce during the early development of Earth. By this situation, what kind of organism first existed? Aerobic organism, anaerobic organism, a mammal, or a protist? So sa mga senior high school learners, no, dapat alam yung process ng elimination kapag multiple choice questions, di ba, Tutor Shay? So tapos papalikan mo yung yung question, dapat may hanap ka ng mga clue words, di ba? So oxygen was scarce, so walang oxygen. The best answer would be letter B, anaerobic organisms. Kumbaga, they are surviving kahit walang presence ng oxygen. Number 2, Tutor Shay.
Okay, number 2. Why do you think the emergence of plants and animals came later than simple living organisms? Letter A, their existence is not that important on Earth. Letter B, their size is too big that it takes longer time for development. Letter C, the cell structures of this multicellular organisms are more complex. Or letter D, these organisms are composed of many nucleus compared to unicellular organisms.
So bakit kaya nag-emerge muna yung mga simpler organisms bago mag-exist ang ating mga plants, animals, and higher forms of organisms? The best answer for this question, Tutor Shay, is letter
B. Size is too big.
That it takes longer time for their development. For question number 3, which of the following is not true about the evidence that fossils provide? So, tingnan natin yung bawat statement. No? A, all fossils gathered contain intact DNA that can be sequenced. B, fossil ages can often be determined by testing nearby rocks. C, fossil organisms often share physical similarities with living organisms. Or D, some fossil organisms are transitional forms between groups of organisms. So we are looking for the incorrect statement here, and that is letter A. All fossils gathered contain intact DNA. Siyempre, hindi. Kasi marami kasing klase ng fossils, and because of different external factors, di ba? So hindi naman actually na-preserve lahat ng genetic material ng lahat ng fossil na pwedeng makuha ng ating mga experts or mga geologists in particular. And for our final question,
okay, the study of history of life is indeed significant. As part of searching for the fossils of previous organisms, stromatolites played a significant role. What is true about stromatolites? Ano nga ba to? A, it is found on eukaryotes. Letter B, it is produced by endosymbiosis. Letter C, it consists of layered bacteria and sediment. Or letter D, it is formed during volcanic eruptions.
Naman, we're looking for the true or the factual statement, and that is letter
C. Consists of layered bacteria and sediment.
Okay. As we have discussed earlier. And of course, our tutorial session would not be complete without our segment called #BeInspired and #BeBlessed. And we quote Henry Ford right here, an American industrialist. And very inspiring ang sinabi niya, Tutor Shay. Ang sabi niya, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. So sana samahan nyo kami ni Tutor Shay sa susunod pang mga sessions natin for Senior High School Earth and Life Science. And speaking of that, ano bang dapat abangan nila, Tutor Shay, for our next episode?
Okay, for our next episode, it will be about unifying themes in the study of life. Ayan.
So what unites every living organism on our planet? So that is a very exciting topic. So samahan niyo po kami ulit. And of course, your feedback matters to us. Please scan the QR code that is shown on your screen right now. And might as well, you may visit tinyurl.com/itulay feedback form para naman ma-share nyo sa amin ang inyong mga comments, suggestions, para mas mapahusay pa natin ang ating mga tutorial session. Once again, I am Tutor Tony of Novaliches High School, SDO Quezon City.
And I am Tutor Shay of the Pinoc Senior High School, Olongapo City.
Ayan, so maraming salamat sa pagsama ninyo sa aming mga ka-ELS. So don't forget to share about Itulay, ha? So kita-kits tayo next week. So kita-kits, ha, mga ka-ELS. Bye!
Kita-kits!